Good afternoon, everybody. Today we're working on a 2015 Mercedes ML350. We will be performing spark plugs replacement and the separating belt replaced. This is an engine cover. They left something loose there.
That's the hardest.
And we use compressed air to clean any dirt or debris that's left in the engine, since to get to these spark plugs, the intake manifold has to come out. So you don't want anything getting inside the 6 ports that come off once this comes off. So we clean everything off as much as possible to avoid any messes once we take all this off, this big box off. So next we're going to be taking off the airbox. You'll need an E10 socket to take off this bolt and this one over here. So now we're going to use a T20 to remove this valve close to the throttle body. This hose came out of here. Now for this service, we do have to remove the cowl. So all this has to come out. This rubber, these plastics, just snaps right off. Another plastic. They pop right off. Now this is coming out next. We have a few bolts that holds this on. It's an 8mm. So now we're gonna the throttle body off. It was hard to record, but the plug is back here for the throttle body. Connects through the bottom. Hard to see. So we took it out already, but just for demonstration, use these pliers. Let me show them the plier. That plier and a flat head screwdriver. You pull it out carefully because it's very tight in there. Another sensor that needs to be disconnected towards the back of the intake. Getting everything out of the way. So it's very hard to see with the sun, but this is one of the plugs that needs to come off. It's very difficult. There's a plug there that this comes out of. That's a 10 millimeter that has to come out, and then there's another one on this side. Right there. There's one, and there's one more. So taking this plastic out after those two 10 millimeters, you have to be very careful with this plastic coolant hose when you're pulling it out. Plastic cover. Almost ready to take the intake off. So the intake is pretty much out. Just for reference, it was hard to record, but there's 4 bolts that hold it on. Deep inside there, you'll need a 1/4 E10 to be able to get in there because it looks like a big hole, but it gets very, very skinny inside. And then there's 2 over here in the back that you'll need that 1/4 as well. But this is pretty much ready to come out. Let's see how it goes. All right, here we go. Let's go. There it is. Wow. All this to get the spark plugs replaced. We still got some more to go. All right, so now with the intake manifold removed, we can finally get to the spark plugs. Let me see if I can show you. These are the plugs for the coils. Yeah, they're super tight in there. Gotta be careful. So after getting these connectors removed, what we got to do next is remove Mercedes likes to put two nuts on each coil for whatever reason. These are E8s, so it's this one, this one, this one, that one, and then in the back, let me show you, right there, those two. So these were the gaskets that it had on once we took the intake manifold off. But these are giving Felpro gaskets, aftermarkets. We're gonna put the original thing in there. We're gonna put, these are the originals, and we're gonna put these in there. So once you replace the plugs, you gotta torque it to 23 Newton meters. It's about 15 foot-pounds. So these spark plugs, they are a 14 millimeter socket. There's number 2. Here's the one that's going in. Put a little bit of anti-seize on there. Old one. And for the spark plug replacement, we are using Bosch. These are, let's see if it has the part number. Yep, right here. These are the 96346. On to the driver's side for the spark plugs. The computer is in the way. There's a little suction here that we could take out to make some room to be able to get to these 3 coils and spark plugs.